Hello YouTube, Fausty65 here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I want to do with this channel in regards to motorbike content and in general just other things to do with engines and two-strokes. First off, I just want to start by saying this is one of the most fun hobbies that you could ever pick if you like engines, if you like tinkering, and then you like biking, and just all of that put together to make a fun little enjoyable hobby. I would recommend anybody try this hobby. It's so cheap and it's so fun. Anybody can do it. Another thing, I want to know if this motor that I own is a rarer motor. As you can see here, I have it on pulled up on Amazon, actually on a Canadian website, because I can't find this motor anymore for sale for any other website. And I was just curious if anybody else had this motor, because generally it's actually pretty good performance for a really cheap kit. This kit was a little over $100, and it's very unbalanced. It causes a lot of vibrations, a lot more than my Sutec, and but it does work. It works pretty well, and it's a pretty efficient little motor, and if you stick it around 15 miles per hour, it actually does a great job. The intake is a little jank. I think it's likes to cause some air leaks. It's not a very perfect system. I don't think the welds are really great either for that. And in general, I think this motor is a really cheaply made motor, but that's sort of the point. And it's a pretty good motor. So if you have that motor, just let me know if you know anybody else that has it. And one of the things I want to do with this motor kit that I have is I want to build it with a light system. See, there's these generators that I looked up on eBay that they generate a 6-volt or a 12-volt electrical generator. I'm going to try to build this motor to have lights, because when I use this bike to go to work in the morning, it's dark, and I usually just put a little red light on my bikes. But I want to try something new. I want to see if this project will work. So I'm going to attach this generator to the motor and then attach the headlamp and the taillight. I'm really curious how this will affect the performance of the motor, or if the motor can handle this sort of generator. I've seen light kits like this be put on motors. I'm very curious to see if it'll work well. And I'll actually bring up pictures then at the end here and show you. I had to adjust how this motor kit is wired, and I'll ask the question for you guys in the comments to see if other people have this problem with these motor kits. I don't think they're wired quite correctly, and as you can see a little closer up, this is how it's supposed to work in your magneto system. There's 6 volts, and you're supposed to be able to generate some power from that. So I'm really excited to try this out and update on the YouTube to see how it works, and maybe record a little bit of what I do. Unfortunately, my GoPro did break, so I'm not really sure how to do that, but if this video gains a lot of attention, I will keep track of this and let you know if these are good buys for cheap little two-strokes on your bikes to make them have lights. So yeah, especially for safety, guys, it's really good to have a light on. You got to be seen, and you got to ride defensively. The pictures also give you a good idea of how bright they can actually be generated, which I'm not so sure if that's as bright as it's going to be, so I don't want to hold my breath, but I'd be really interested to see if this kit works. So you'll notice in the magneto area of the engine, when you pull that cover off, there's the coil here, and the wires are usually connected to the top and bottom of this coil pack here. And what they've done with this engine is they've actually not attached a proper ground. Like, the ground is touching the negative pulse of this magneto system, and I don't think that's correct. I think it was a false ground. It's not an actual like good ground for your motor to have for that kind of electrical system. And so what I've done here, it's a little off the picture there, but I've attached a proper ground wire. I cut off the other wire because it's also causing a lot of rust there to form at the bottom. And there's a proper ground now on the magnet, so this the electrical system has a proper ground, especially when I install this electric generator. So yeah. But yeah, if anybody else has this problem, or if anybody else notices this, their electrical system, feel free to let me know in the comments if this is an incorrect wiring or if this is a bad ground for your electrical systems. I think it's not correct. I don't think it's it's not properly grounded in my opinion, but you can let me know in the comments. Yeah, this motor kit has been a blast. The bike was completely for free, and the motor kit was about $110, $120. So I got a nice, practically free motorized bike that I've used for almost 700 kilometers now. My second motorbike, the Sutek, has also reached over 1,000 kilometers, so that's pretty neat. I'm surprised this thing has survived all the abuse that I've given it, but if you know anything about these motorized bike kits, the Sutek motor surely can take quite a beating, and yeah, it's pretty cool how they can last. Even though I used wrong gas, I revved it way too high during break-in, ran it like crap, and this motor is still going strong. So I'm really impressed with the Sutek, and if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend it. And what we have here is a YZ125 two-stroke. It is not mine, it's my brother-in-law's, but I occasionally rip it from the farm and back for my little 2-mile commute. And I also rebuilt this engine. It blew up, and I took the time to rebuild it for my brother-in-law just out of a labor of love. And it runs great right now, and it's actually been a really fun project to rebuild this blown-up engine. Last but not least, I have here a 1990 KTM 300 two-stroke. This thing, yeah, it's very fast, and I have, yes, broken my wrist on it. What you can't tell from the word 300cc is that has a insane amount of power, and it's almost too much power for me. I just kind of putted around, but it's insane. I love this dirt bike, but it's too powerful for me. I'd love to see and hear some feedback from you guys to see what you'd like to see in this YouTube channel. If you want to see rebuilds, if you want to see me just ripping these machines from the farm and back, doing various projects to repair and rebuild them, maintain them, maybe you just want to see maintenance work done to these bikes, I'd love to do something fun with this YouTube channel, and just yeah, those are the machines I have, and let me know what you think and if you want to see more. I also have some video of me riding this dirt bike, and I'll apologize, the camera angle is very awful, but you'll get to hear this motor rip just a little bit, and it sounds fantastic.